Hello everyone. So last night I was on a live stream, found out that the Monster LA-FZ1 adapter, and that's for kind of like the D or the F-mount D lenses with autofocus should work on the Nikon Z cameras. So I got the new update, Firmware 2, installed on this adapter. And the way you install it is you put the USB-C, and I put it in a PC computer because it doesn't have that security feature like on Mac where you have to disable. And then you have to put one of the D lenses on there, and then the PC will recognize it as a drive. You download the hex file and you just copy it over to this adapter, and this is a 1.20 firmware update. But I have 4D lenses, okay? I got the 60mm macro. It's a D lens, and it's a 2.8 on my DF. I have the 24mm D f2.8 on the 610. I have the 180mm f2.8 D on my D500. And last but not least, I have the D300mm ED. So we'll see if this works. This has given me problems in the past, but anyhow, if I turn on one camera, turn on the live view, take off the lens cap, and let's see, it's on single, should be on, yeah, it's on camera. See, it's focusing. And I'll do just to show you. All right, no problem. They're a little bit slow, but it worked. And this is an APS-C camera, okay? This lens works. Do the same thing here where I turn on the 610. If I can turn it on. No, got it there. Okay, got that. Live view. Lens cap. Take a picture. Now let's do clock. And I gotta make sure it's on. Yeah, it's on camera. Focus. And you can see, I don't know if you can tell the difference, but it's pretty good. Okay, no problem in focusing and taking the picture. Same thing with the 16mm. And this is what I was testing last night. So I'm going to go right here. It's focused. And the DF was probably the fastest focusing camera that I have with these. And if you can see, do that. You can see it's pretty sharp and clear. So these lenses work. The only one that I have trouble with is this 300mm, but I'm going to try it right now. And I'm going to put it on the DF. Usually I would have it on the D500. But turn it on. Live view. Focus. Oh, yeah, no problem focusing. And I think it's an F4. Yep, it sure is. There you go. And there you have it. Okay? So it's working on the DSLR cameras. So the thing is, I had these still around and I still use them now and then. But a lot of people are getting rid of the DSLR cameras, going to the Z cameras, which I'll get the Z6 out shortly. And then I will show with this adapter, since it's updated with the firmware, if these lenses work with it. So let's find out now. All right. These pictures were taken by the Nikon ZR using the Monster adapter, LA to FZ1 with the firmware update 2.1. And most of them are sharp. I had it on auto detect for human, animal. It had a problem with my cat because my cat wasn't facing the camera, but he did a couple of times. But if it didn't recognize the subject, it had a hard time focusing. But as you can see, lens did okay most of the time. Or I should say the adapter. But I did have some problems. And the ZR worked much better than the Z6 III. So I included these pictures with this video. Okay, so to show you the difference, okay, of why these work on the DSLR, there is a little pin right here sticking out, okay, little pin right there. Also, there's a little pin right here. So this is the screw that turns the lens. And this, I think, is kind of like the mounting point where the lens is secure. All right. So if you look on here, I'm trying to find, yeah. So the screw part is right here. Okay. One that turns on the this one right here. Okay. The other one goes into this slot right there. And that's for the aperture and stuff like that. So if I put it back on, fits nicely. And that's how the camera operates, you know, with the lens. I also want to show you is there's a little switch right here. And when you put on the lens and you tighten it, it goes here. It's also for the aperture. Okay, I forgot to show that to you. So, looking at this adapter, yeah, that's what's missing. Yeah, they don't have it on this adapter. So when you put in a lens, yeah. So I think that's why the adapter's not working. There's also a little thing that comes out with the DSLRs on the camera, and then when you twist the lens, you know, go all the way, and it sets your aperture. So usually on these cameras, they like to set it to aperture, you know, where it can't move. It goes to like the lowest aperture, to like an f32 or whatever. But then the camera knows it's like an f2.8 and stuff. You can do the dials and make it that way. Here's the adapter. Now, in order to update the firmware, you put in a USB-C cable. I plug it into the USB-C on the PC, but then you got to mount a lens like the 60mm. Oh, wait a minute, that's the wrong one. It's this one, right here. And same thing. There's the screw right here, and then there's the, and this one moves, okay? So the other ones, they're stiff. They didn't move in and out. And this is the screw. So let's see if this works. Okay. And this is how you would plug it into the PC. It'll recognize the drive. You download the firmware update and you just copy it over to what it looks like a drive. And that's all you have to do. And then you just plug this into the camera to see if it works. I will show you real quick on the Z6 III. If I turn it on, got to turn off the lens, put out the lens cap. Go into the menu, firmware. Okay. It's a 1.2, all right, on the MA, okay? The camera is 2.0, but this lens with this adapter is a 1.2, where it should be. So, what am I going to do? I got it on picture. I'm going to focus, and it'll work, okay? I really have had no problems with the 16mm f2.8. It's stellar, works great. Even when I had just the basic, okay, I don't know what I did with the cap. I did something with it. Anyway, that's probably it. Yeah, that's it. So, this is the only lens that really works pretty well, and I think it's one of the newer 16mm. You turn off the camera, you hit this switch, because you don't want this whole thing off, you just want this to move off, twist off, and sometimes it sticks a little bit, but got it off. Now I'm going to try a different lens. I'm going to try, this causes me a lot of trouble on the ZR and on the Z6 III. The ZR worked better than the Z6 III, and I'm recording on the ZR right now. Okay, I'll just put this lens on this camera, keep the dust out. Okay, I'll do the same thing here, but I'll point to someone else, something else different. Focus immediately. No problems. And if I do a plus, this is working. So last night after I updated, I kept turning off and on the camera. I was having problems with this lens. It just wouldn't do another picture. So if I do another one, it's working now. Last night it wasn't working, so I guess what you have to do is you put on the adapter first, and then you put on the, well, what I did was I put on the lens, and then I put on the adapter. So 2 out of 2 is working. So now I am going to put on the 180 millimeter, which I've had problems with also. Yes, I'm busy. Okay. Turn it on. Take the lens cap off. Point it at something. And I might be a little bit too close, but yeah, now it's focused. But it's not as sharp, okay? I might be a little bit too close, but it's doing much better now. So if I do this, see, it hunts. And the focus is off. So I'm going to do this. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the problem. I might be too close. Let me look at something else. Yeah. So the focusing is not exact. That's the problem with this adapter. I had no problems with the DSLRs. No. I've had problems with this camera. And the ZR did a much better job. So I do the thing. And that's the only thing is some of these, since they're used lenses, may not work as well as they did when they first get them. And then you have a little difficulty taking them off. So same thing here. Last but not least, I'm going to do this lens. It is the 300 millimeter, and sometimes I need a longer reach. Yeah, you see, got it just right. There we go. Finally got it in. All right. Turn it on. So autofocus. And it's not focusing. Yeah, sometimes you have to do the, let's see what, we'll go this way. Okay. See, it's not working at all on here. So I think I found the problem why it's not working. And just to show you on the same thing here. Okay, this little switch, and then it goes all the way back here. And that's for the screw mount. So you can close it or you can open it up. And like I'll show you before, just by taking this lens off. Yeah, okay, right about there. Yeah, so you see, if you can see this, the little metal thing is moved to right here. And it's stuck on F32. Turn it on. Live view. Focus. And it's working. So, I think I found out what's wrong with this adapter. No. Stop licking the camera. The problem is that on regular DSLR, it has that little tag that moves the aperture. This adapter doesn't have it. So anyway, this is a quick video just showing you how I was having problems with fully integrating the DSLR D lenses of the F-mount, and I only have 4 lenses, okay? A lot of you have older or more lenses than I do. But this adapter is for the D lenses only, not the E, not the G, whatever. And I think G will work, but the E's won't with this adapter. And that's why I keep the DSLRs. Keep the lenses with the original native cameras, and you have no problems. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.